The program mode on your home screen of your iMRS Prime is actually a pretty neat feature because you can customize applications over all 4 organ clocks for defined users. This is pretty neat, for example, in a clinical environment, if you would like to set up applications for users or patients which come in and utilize iMRS Prime more than 1 time per week, and by predefining the settings for each organ clock, you need to program it once, and whenever the user or patient comes in, you just retrieve the user and you choose the applicator, and then you can run the application and it will automatically retrieve the patterns which you pre-programmed previously. So I show you how to do it. Tap on Program Mode, and on the right side at the bottom there is a little menu which says Create New User, so tap on it. And then obviously type in the name of the user and maybe a little description related to the program you preset for the user. Let's say for Joe, let's create a protocol because he's suffering from pain. Then you press continue, and then a new window opens where you can see now the applicator hexagon MET. So first we're going to pre-program all 4 organ clocks, starting with the morning organ clock for the hexagon MET. We can set the application duration here. We can set the intensity here for the morning organ clock. Once this is done, we can also choose whether we want to add hexagon sense, if we have one attached to the connector box, and also brainwave stimulation with hexagon brain. If you would like to add hexagon brain, you tap on the brainwave stimulation menu here, and then a little window pops up. If you enable the goggles, you can again choose the color here, either from the 1 to 255 RGB scale. Just tap on plus minus and the mixed color will appear here in this color field. If you want to do it more simple, you just click on this field, then the circle with the colors will open, and by tapping on the white circle you can choose the desired color, and once you found it, you can just release your finger, and you can also choose whether you want the music with it and tones. Music only works if you already uploaded music to the iMRS Prime control unit. This feature I will explain in a separate video. So we add the tones and then we go and continue, and then the iMRS Prime switches to the next organ clock. In this case it's noon. Again, for the hexagon MET, you set the time, you set the desired intensity, you choose whether you want to add hexagon sense or hexagon brain. Again, you choose the color, you choose whether you want to have music or tones, and then you press continue, and you do exactly the same steps for the evening organ clock. Once you set everything, you go on continue, and the night organ clock. Once the patterns for hexagon MET are pre-programmed, press continue, and then the iMRS Prime control unit switches to the hexagon PET, and you do exactly the same step then with the hexagon MET. For the morning organ clock, the time, the intensity. Here obviously there is no hexagon sense button, because hexagon sense only works with one of our available whole body mats, which is either hexagon MET or hexagon FIR, far infrared. And then again you choose whether you want brainwave stimulation or not. You continue. You do this over all organ clocks, noon, evening, night, and then you can do the same with the spot. Morning organ clock, intensity, brainwave stimulation, yes, no, continue. Noon organ clock, evening organ clock, night organ clock. And then you can also do this with hexagon FIR, and here you have an additional option, which is to preset the temperature for the respective organ clock. Again, the time, the intensity, and the desired temperature. obviously, if you want to have the far infrared mat turning on during this application, then you can here again add hexagon sense if you wish, and also brainwave stimulation. You continue and do this through all the 4 organ clocks, and then you can see an overview of all pre-selected patterns which you programmed now for Joe. You can see the organ clocks, you can see the applicators, and the parameters which are attached to each applicator and each organ clock. You can also see whenever brainwave entrainment is enabled, which color will appear, and whether hexagon sense will be active or not. Once you checked everything, just go and continue, and then you can see Joe with his brain protocol is now saved to the hard disk of the iMRS Prime and can be retrieved very easily. So if you want to start an application for Joe, just go into the program mode again and press the play button here. And then the only thing you need to do is choose the applicator. We have FIR, we have PET and SPOT. Those are the ones we already pre-programmed. Once you have chosen the applicator, the only thing you need to do is press continue and start the application. And now the iMRS Prime will retrieve the pre-programmed patterns and apply it to Joe. You have always the possibility to retrieve the application information by simply tap on the information button, and then you will get again the overview of Joe's program in this case. And if you would like to make a change, let's say at the PET applicator for the noon organ clock, you can also do this. We go back here and then we go on this little pencil here. We want to edit the user, in this case Joe with his pain protocol. We go on continue, and then we just switch through the patterns until we reach the desired organ clock for the desired applicator, let's say the noon, and we want to make a change because we want to probably increase the intensity for the noon. We can do that just by tapping on it, and then just press continue and just switch through all the others till the end. FIR, nothing change. And then we go on continue, and then the protocol has been updated. And again, you can check it via the information button, and you can double check whether all the parameters are set properly. And last but not least, you can also delete a user. It's very simple. You just go on the basket button here, and then the system asks, do you really want to delete the user? If you press delete, the user will be, the user will be gone. And then you can create another user, and you can do this on an ongoing basis as you wish. And technically, you can create as many users as you want. We have a lot of storage on the hard disk of the iMRS Prime. So there's no problem to add 10, 20, or even 30, 50 users to this program mode.